how to create wealth on your current income. Now, we're going to talk about this because most of you have a complete misconception. Specifically, we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the truth of the sequence of the pattern of money. Most of you have it completely wrong and upside down, which is why you are a rat on the, what did Kiyosaki call it, the rat race, right? You're just a rat on the wheel spinning around because you keep doing the wrong thing every day. Number two, how do you actually get more money? And number three, how do you start investing your money and using debt? So make sure you stay to the end. I have $1 trillion tip on how you can invest using debt, which is other people's money, to get you ahead really quickly on your current income. Because remember, that's the premise we're talking about. So number one, what's the number one misconception with money? Is that you have to be debt-free, that you have to have a huge income, and you are, 2.2 kids in the white picket fence. That is so old, outdated, not true. In fact, those of you who are working to get out of debt, you're going the completely wrong direction. Think of the energy of getting out of debt, right? It's about restricting. It's about saving. It's about guilt of past buying behavior or past things that you spent your money on. So all you're doing is spinning and focused on debt, and I got to get out of debt. Debt is the cost of money, folks. It is one of the best tools for wealth building that I've ever used. And I'm going to tell you that at the end. So make sure you're staying to the end for my $1 trillion tip, how to use debt to create wealth. Because your current income is your current income if you have a job. So then how do you affect it? Let's go to number two. You got to make more money. And even if you have a job, I don't care if you have a job, you do not activate the tax code over here if you have a job, unless you have an entrepreneurial venture. You've got to have some legal reason. The IRS code says you have to have a legal intent to make money. So what is your legal reason and intent to make money? What company are you going to put it in? Is it an LLC, S Corp, C Corp? What company are you going to put it in? We have a complete system to help you. You click on the link below, get a free strategy session on what company you should be using, whether, again, in the United States, an LLC, limited partnership, S Corp, C Corp, or a trust. So which of those companies are you going to use to make some money? And what are you going to do? Something easy, right? Do some mentoring, some tutoring. What I love the most is home services work. Anything. I have a student right now, just graduated Georgia Southern. He's doing power washing, pressure washing. Another one is just doing handyman businesses, helping apartment complexes that have students move in and out, take up and down TVs and things off people's walls so they don't damage your property. Are you good at landscaping? Like, what are you good at? Photography, videography, digital marketing is one of the top running businesses that you could support any other entrepreneur and make money with. So you can't just have a job and get wealthy. You want to get wealthy, you've got to create more money and get more money to work. The pattern of money of why most of this doesn't work is that you make spend to make spend. I need you making and investing. Making and investing your money is the pattern of a millionaire. On your current income, you have a job. That's a fixed income. We're going to add to that and you're going to make more. What are you going to do with all of that? You're going to put it to work. You say, well, what do I put it? Well, in the link below, I have an iFlip software. It's an app where you get it for free. The more money you put into it, the better you're going to be. You will have to eventually buy the software, and it trades you in and out of the market in what's called smart folios. You might be in a lot of cash, especially now in a recession, but it puts you in just in time to make a bunch of surge and it takes you back out. So it's a great place to put money. Life insurance is a great place to put money and start putting money away every month. A Roth IRA is a great place to put money, especially if you're young. But you can put money into a Roth until you are, I'd say up to you're like 60, 64 years old is about the top of when a Roth doesn't make really much sense anymore. So put your money away. Now, as you create wealth, you say, well, how do I really create wealth? Well, again, the stock market's going to be part of it through our iFlip app. Life insurance is a slow run over time. Same with building a Roth. Some fast moves that you can make today in this economy is real estate. You can flip real estate. You can flip businesses. There are so many opportunities in land, storage, RV parks. And you say, well, I don't know how to get into them. I know, so you need to call into our office, do a strategy session. There's a link below to set up a strategy session and talk to somebody on our team, how we can help you move along. Now, if you actually have good credit and you can get debt, you can get financing, I call it, other people's money, we can help you get 0%. Now think about it. If we can help you get 0% financing, zero, for 21 months, that's almost 2 years. couldn't you take 50 to 100,000, whatever you qualify for, which is debt. So you're going to go into good debt and you're going to go buy a piece of property. Maybe you'll do a fix and flip. There's going to be so much going on through the summer, Q3 and 4 of 2023, as this real estate market settles out. And with the interest rates the way they are, variable mortgages coming due, the amount of people who did not pay in 2020 when the pandemic hit and went into forbearance, they have a lot of pressure to get caught up right now. Some of those banks are going to be forgiving. Many of those banks aren't. They're going to force them into a foreclosure. So you have a huge foreclosure market coming. So if you could get 100,000 of 0% financing, why wouldn't you go out and get a foreclosed property? You could carry the note. We can teach you how to do that. You could flip the property. You could buy a cheaper broken down one, use the rest of the money and flip the property. You could do the same in a business. You could buy a broken company and use the money to fix it up. It's called an arbitrage. So you're using good debt. Let's call it 50 to 100,000 of 0% money. Doesn't cost you anything. Now you could do it differently and use OPM, other people's money, but you're paying 10, 12, 15, sometimes 18% for that kind of money. So why would you pay for that kind of debt when you can get 0%? As long as you smartly and very purposefully use it, you could double that money in that 21 months. Pay it all back. You use everything for free. That's 100% profit last time I checked that math equation. My $1 trillion tip is to arbitrage really, really inexpensive debt. Because if you can use other people's money that is almost free and you can make money on that money, you have a golden path to generating wealth on your current income. So if all of this was just like, Loral, I have no idea what you're talking about, you got to dig in. I will give you an ebook copy of my Millionaire Maker book in the show notes below. You can go to my website to get the rest of them, but you got to lean into this conversation about money. So while you're leaning in, I need you here every day. If you're serious about really learning money and really learning, call it the whole rich dad, poor dad, millionaire maker process, we're all one philosophy on how we do it. There's not like a whole bunch of variations of how we do it. We make money, we keep it, we invest it, we use a team. So if you just have a current income, let's change it and ramp it up. I'll give you 2 tickets to my Millionaire Intensive as well. So come to my marketplace and learn to make some money. But while you're here, I want you to subscribe, click the notification button, share this with 5 or 10 friends, and have your family watch this every day. If you're serious about changing your relationship to money and getting wealthy on whether it's your current income or additive income, you've got to shift your pattern. Worrying about your bad debt and how to be out of debt is nothing millionaires worry about. We don't even think about it. We think about how we can get more debt. How can we get cheap debt, use the money to go make more money? If you want to learn that, you got to let us teach you. Start with the Millionaire Maker book. Stay here on the channel every day, 5 days a week. We're here. 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to have a YouTube journal coming soon. It's going to be a really cool one. What'd you learn and what do you do? So by the end of it, you'll have a 365-day plan of everything you learned and the things that you committed to doing because you wrote them down. If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. It's in the show description below. Ask any question, make a request. We'll be right back with you. We answer those questions 24 hours a day, and look forward to seeing you and hearing from you tomorrow.